everybody, it's Amy Astro and welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you guys decided to come and join me on my next adventure. And my next adventure is kind of a really big one. I've been working for a while on this and finally we were able to get together and pull something off. But Celestron has sent me this beautiful RASA telescope and everything needed to hook it up. So I'm going to spend a while putting this guy together. I'm going to take you guys along for the journey, and yeah, we're going to see how easy this really is going to be. And I mean, come on, F2 guys, I mean super fast. Really excited. Thank you Celestron for sending this to me. But in this video, this is why you've tuned in, because we're going to learn how to install a Dew Heater Ring on the front of this. Completely different concept than what I'm used to, dealing with the Velcro straps and an Astro Zap type thing. But yeah, I'm excited to try this new idea out, and let's get started on installing this. Alright, so the brand new baby here. Let's get started. We are going to install the new Dew Heater Ring on the front of this, and thankfully there are a good set of instructions here, and they involve pictures, which are my ultimate favorite here. So let's go through figuring out what the first thing we need to do here. This is the Dew Shield. Not the set I need right yet. I just had to look in a different pile on my desk, y'all. All right, so here are the instructions. A little bit more involved than putting the Dew Shield on, you know. Come on, guys, we can all do a Dew Shield. So, wow, let's get through this. So the first thing that they wanted me to do was to install this on my mount. And that's just to make life easier because I can't prop this upside down on the desk and just start working on it, because here on the back you'll see it's not flat. It's got these protrusions here, so there's no way for me to set this thing upright to work on. So we are going to swing this guy around. All right, now that I have this thing swung around so it's in the vertical position and I can actually work on this, I'm going to take the cover off of it. And it feels like it's just a little slight turn, and then I can lift it up. It's got a couple little, I don't know if you can see that, but little rails in here. And inside here, there's a couple, I guess for lack of better words, nubs. And they will slide into here to keep this cover on and not have it fall, which is really great because I've noticed some covers in my past, they tend to be a little bit sloppy, and if you tilt it upside down, the cover falls off. It's kind of no good. So this one's a locking cap, kind of cool. Now that I've got this thing oriented in the correct direction here, let's go on to step 2, which was to remove the dust cover. We've done that. And it says include in the box is a paper installation shield to cover the optics during the Dew Heater Ring installation. So let's open up the box and see what we've got here. Okay, I've got a clip of some kind, cables, all right, so I'm guessing what's inside this plastic here is my Dew Heater shield, and you can see here the heating strip running across. I'm going to take this out of the plastic. I'm just going to grab the shield and place it on the front so everything is protected. Heavens knows I do not want to scratch anything. So now that we've done that, it says I need a Phillips head screwdriver to carefully unthread and remove the screws that connect to the telescope's corrector retaining ring on the front cell. Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 screws here that I'm going to have to remove. All right, so let's get the screwdriver out. I'm going to grab my little magnetic bowl here so I don't lose anything. And thankfully, my wire shelf here is metal and it will stick. So let's get started here. I'll admit it's a little unnerving having to take apart a perfectly great telescope as my first step. But I know we can do this. I tell you what, I should probably do this crosswise. Like you're taking off the tire lugs, loosen them all so there's no tension on any of them. There we go, that feels better. I need to invest in one of those magnet screwdrivers, I think. Last one. It says, carefully remove the retaining ring from the telescope. Also remove the gasket material ring underneath the plastic retaining ring. Okay. Sounds easy enough. And it said to slightly bend it to get it over these little nubs here. There we go. So here's the plastic retaining ring. And here comes the gasket. I guess the gasket comes in 2 pieces. All right, and it shows me here, yes, it is in 2 pieces. Carefully place the dew heater ring where the retaining ring was previously. Okay, orient the dew heater ring so that the compliance labeling on the ring is just to the right of the scope's dovetail. When looking at the front of the optical tube, line up the holes in the dew heater ring and thread the holes in the telescope's front cell. Okay, so here's the compliance labeling should be right here. Must be on the dew heater ring. Let's break that out. All right, here's the dew heater ring. Okay, here is the compliance labeling. And you want the heating side down. So let's carefully get this down in there. Oh. You see this notch? I bet you that's to help me get things in here. Yep, that worked out good. But is there a second notch? No. Okay, there we go. I was just spinning this around because there's a notch on each end, but there's only 1 notch on the heater ring. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and gently lift it and spin it around so that compliance labeling, which is the ROHS, it's the certifications on it, they are pointed down at the bottom here where the dovetail ring is. Okay, so all that looks good so far, except I worry that the paper thing might have shifted a little bit. I don't want to attach this down and have the paper ring stuck underneath it. That would not be good. So I got to be able to take it out. Okay. So now that I have done that, and it shows me here about those pin notches, reinstall the screws that we previously removed. Only finger tight initially, and then tighten down the screws in a cross pattern among the screws. So just like when we were doing the tire and how we took things off. When all screws are installed, begin tightening them again in the cross pattern. Okay, and then it's showing me the cross pattern they want me to use, and then I can remove the paper thing. All right, I'm going to use a flashlight here just to make sure that I have the screw holes lined up, because I don't think I have them lined up quite yet. There they are. That's better. And we will put first one in, just till it grabs. There we go. And let's continue on doing that cross pattern. All right, there was one other screw hole that was hidden underneath this adapter, so I'm going to pull that out for just a moment and get this one in. There we go. They are all in. All right, so everything's in. Now all I have to do is remove this paper, and I really don't want to lift this off with my fingernails, so got a trick for you. Let's get a piece of tape, okay? I'm gonna fold this tape in the center, so I've got two wings. Can you kind of see that? And I'm gonna take this and put it on here. So now I have a tab. And ta-da, I was able to pull it off without messing anything up. All right, I'm gonna attach that wire back down where it belongs. Now that we have our dew heater ring installed and all 6 screws are tightened down, not super tight, but just tight enough, and we have 2 plugs here on this inside lip. We have one plug, which is what we'll use. They supply this cable here, and we would plug into it. And this other side looks very familiar. It's something that you would plug into your dew heater. And I have my homemade dew heater that I have here, and I would plug it in just like so, okay? But what they also gave us was an option, and I do love options. The other option is right here. This other side is if you just wanted to add straight up 12 volts to it, no control or anything like that. So that's always, it's an option if that's what you want to do. But they also gave me a clip. So for whichever one I'm using, I have this clip here that would mount to the outside, just like so, okay? And then I would take this and loosely add it in right there. So everything doesn't, flip-flop around in my optics. So how was that? I mean, that was just seriously easy to do. We can all do this. It's a nice dew heater ring. It beats the option of having the straps that are on the outside, which, the connection points are not real sturdy, so it's something that you have to be very, very gentle with. This one here, it's snug, it's contained. It's made here for the Celeston schmidt-cassegrains, and yeah, I'm excited to get to use this because it's all self-contained. Okay, so now that we've seen the option of just having the dew heater ring and the powers are on the outside here, let's add their new shield, their dew shield. The one that's not the old standard corrugated cardboard, I don't know what it was, but it was held together with Velcro, and sometimes when you did a meridian flip, it would fall off, just the way it was. But they've got a nice one that's a solid piece, but what we don't need is this clip. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this clip and take these power cables loose again, and we're going to install this guy right on the front. And our cables are going to come through this nice slot that they created. It's for the power connector, the cable, the camera cable, and the thermistor connector, okay? And it just clips right on the front. And you've got this cutout opening here for where the dovetail will fit. But they also matched it on the other side, so you have the option of what side you wanted all this to come off of. Technically, but not really. All right, so I am going to make sure that these are right out here. And I'm going to drop this on so that my dovetail is in this first gap. And make sure that these cables are safe when I clip this on. All right. There. That fits nice and snug. And what we're going to do is just push these up, and there's a little connector spot for them. And they just stay tucked in really nice. Now the beauty of this is it's solid, and when I put my camera on the inside, I now have a safe way to travel with it, and it's not gonna get banged around, provided my camera is not taller than this dew shield, okay? But here we will open it up. Let's see. And this one just pops off, unlike the other one that's kind of screwed on. Oh, but there is there's a rubber gasket on here, so it doesn't feel so bad. We'll see how that part holds up. I really like the first one that had the, you know, the little quarter turn twist lock, but this will probably do it. I'm glad they put a nice little rubber seal on this. All right, so technically phase one, we have the dew heater ring attached to the telescope. Now, yes, I am going to have to remove this so we can get the next phase of this video completed, which is installing the cameras and the filters and all that good stuff. So stay tuned for the next video. I hope you like this video series. This is all brought to us by Celestron. Their generosity of sending me this really nice setup here for me to work with for a long time, I'm hoping, and chase some stars. And I'm really excited. I'm hoping I'll get some clear nights in the very near future, but we got to get this thing built. So stay tuned for the next video. I will see you all real soon. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe, hit like below, follow me over there on Facebook or on my website or on Patreon if you wish to help support me get everything up and running. I give you just a little bit extra there. It's not a whole lot right now, but it will be in the near future. I'm really hoping. You know, life is just crazy. I have taken off. I've really got a lot on my plate, guys, but I'm juggling as best as I can, and I appreciate everybody's patience. Well, guys, thank you. Don't forget, I'm wishing you guys great health, clear skies, and I love each and every one of y'all. Goodbye, y'all.